Okay, this is take two. I realized halfway through take one that the door frame was sticking out the top of my head, and that didn't look so good. So, what am I doing? I am beginning a new phase in my life. Always before, I have had hobbies. I've had things that I've been passionate about. Astronomy, photography, motorcycles, boating, uh, hiking, the mountain trails, playing with my dogs. But at 73 years old, I find myself with a great deal more in the way of wrinkles, fewer teeth, and a lot less hair on the top than I used to have. And I also do a lot of tremors and shaking and other assorted things. Arthritis has come into my life. Basically, I've gotten old. And I find I can no longer do the hobbies I did before. So I am finding myself writing a few posts on my blog on a good day and watching way too much on YouTube. This is not a satisfying way to live for me. Now, when I think about a new hobby, I think about it would be enjoyable to get involved in a little microscope work. But the hands don't work so well, and my right eye is just blurry, and my left eye gives me double vision. So I'm not quite sure how well that would work with a microscope. And the ones that I would need for what I'm interested in are so darn expensive, at least for an old man on a pension, that I'd hate to buy one and find out it didn't work. And the shaking and the tremors that go along with MS and arthritis and old age, they make photography, at least the kind I did, and I did rather well. Macro photography, garden photography, it's not possible. Even my cell phone movie is not an easy thing anymore. I shake a lot and they're kind of bounce up and down. So what I had for hobbies, I don't have anymore. I just can't do them. Not with any great success anyway. But I think what I can do, at least I'm going to find out if I can do it or not. I have a YouTube channel. I have used it in the past to record things to put into my posts so that my friends and family can see a little bit of what I'm doing over here in the tropics. I'm an expat, by the way. Born in Canada, live in the Philippines. But now I think I'm going to try to get that YouTube channel more professional looking, if that's the right word, or at least a better quality amateur channel. I'm going to use it to record my garden, our garden, and what's happening in it. I have been a radical in my youth and a ranter and a raver about things that are wrong in our world, and tell you the truth, I'm tired of doing that. It didn't do any good. Sometimes made my conscience feel a little better, but that was all. So I'm going to give up on the ranting and the raving. I'm going to concentrate on what for a while I did very well. I used to live in a small Indian village on the northwest coast of British Columbia. And I was a pastor in training there for the community. Well, for the United Church, not the community. But as things progressed, the whole village sort of took me on board. And they called me the Village Lapled, which was a title referring to a sort of rabbi, pastor, priest, shaman type thing. They taught me their ways, the stories, the teachings, and I earned the name Bringer of the Gentle Wind. It sort of meant that I helped people find the peace that they had within them when they had troubles. And I'd like to get that back. I don't want to be a radical rah-rah sis-boom-bah anymore. I just want to tell stories and help people find a little laughter and a little humor and maybe a bit of the peace that we all deserve and we all have within us if we'd only find it. And once I can get that working on YouTube, I'm going to put it into my Sway blog, I guess I'd call it. Now, Sway is a Microsoft product, and it has a very different, I think the term is algorithm, for how it gets seen and who sees it and how it gets picked up by search engines and what have you. And I find that compared to blogger.com, which I've been using for decades, on blogger.com, my top over the years blogs have got a total of maybe 100, 110 hits, something like that. Not a big number. But with Sway, some of my blog posts have got 800 or 900 hits, which for me, considering what I was posting about and doing, was pretty impressive. At least I thought it was. I still do. So I'm going to take my YouTube, make it better, put it in my Sway, and then move my Sway and embed it into my blogger.com. And I'm going to see how that works. With any luck, it should work rather well. And the message I hope to get out, if Sway and YouTube and blogger.com all work together properly, I might help some people somewhere have a better day, which is really all that I want to do. I don't want to change the world. I don't want to save the world. But I would like to help people feel a little better that are feeling down. There was an old rabbi, and when I was covenanted into the ordination program of the United Church of Canada, Oliver Howard read a passage, Reverend Captain Oliver Howard, friend and mentor, and it was Jesus, where Jesus is recorded as saying, don't quote me word for word here, my memory's not what it was. Come unto me, all of you who are tired and weary, for my burden is light and my yoke is easy. And that's something I would like to do. I would like to help the tired and the weary with a little humor and a little story and a little good news about a garden instead of bad news about the Middle East. Maybe it'll work. But that's the theory. We'll see how it goes. It's my new hobby. It gives me something to do with film. I suppose with digital. Is that film really the thing? I still call green boards blackboards. It shows you how messed up my mind is. And we'll just see how it goes. I'll have recordings like this. I will record with my video or my cell phone out in the yard. I think I should be able to find a way, sitting down in my electric scooter, using the selfie stick tripod to get it fairly stable. And we'll see what happens. Anyway, that's enough for now. I will stop this recording and I will see if I can find just where I've happened to store this silly thing and get it onto YouTube and then into Sway and then into my blogger.com. So I will stop recording now. Have a good day, folks. Bye-bye.